If I get corona, I get corona. At the end of the day, I'm not going to let it stop me from partying. You know, we've been waiting for Miami spring break for a while. About 2 months we've had this trip planned. 2-3 months. So we're just out here having a good time. Whatever happens, happens.
Like, it's really messing up with my spring break. What is there to do here other than go to the bars or the beach, and they're closing all of it? It's really messing up. I think they're blowing it way out of proportion.
Yeah, I mean, we planned this a long time ago and it was kind of up in the air if we still go, but like we're here. I just turned 21 this year, so I'm here to party, so it's kind of disappointing, but we're just making the most of it. We met these other people in our little Airbnb spot, so we're just hanging out with them and trying to get drunk before everything closes.
Infuriating. Video shows a woman stealing a jar filled with money from a Westminster restaurant. The money would have gone to a family struggling to pay for a
Does that? Hey, Timmy. Yeah, it was good. What's up? Was that money for a baby's headstone? Yeah, that's the story. She literally just reached over and took the jar thinking that there wasn't a camera watching the table. She outright stole a bunch of money that was meant for a baby's headstone. What? What? Mom throws her own baby at police officer, causing devastating injuries. To who? The baby or the police officer? And I'm wagering that the police officer was knocked out, because if the baby has your head, you almost certainly put that police officer in a coma. Jesus Christ. I'm taken, but looking for a nice, attractive guy to take me out for a drink sometime. Does she not have shame in being broke and asking for, straight up just asking for a drink because she can't afford one? I can't count how many times I've seen screenshots of girls just straight up saying, hey, I have a boyfriend, or hey, I have a husband, but I really want something to eat. Like, what? What? Get a job! Get a job with your crusty ass. I was badly craving Pizza Hut, so I asked my boyfriend if he'd buy it because I was broke, and he said no because I didn't really need it, so I threatened to report him for domestic violence, and he got on the app straight away. Hashtag free pizza. This is way too perfect to be real, but at the same time, I've encountered people who act like this. Domestic violence? Seriously? Seriously, he could easily go to jail for that for a long time. And the guy was right. Who eats an entire pizza by themselves? I certainly don't do that. A guy I put in the friend zone years ago got a girlfriend today, so I told him I like him. I don't, but I need him, just in case. Hashtag backup plan. Personally, I don't think the friend zone exists. I've never been in the friend zone. You kind of do know when someone doesn't like you, and you kind of just move on. You don't just stay there and simp. But what I will say, for the guys and girls out there who act like this and do this, you know, keep people like on the line and not actually date them and just keep them around just in case. I hope you guys understand that you're terrible people and that you genuinely suck, and I hope that tonight in the dark you stub your toe. Man killed in downtown KC after car he was allegedly trying to steal from. The owner of the vehicle says the man was trying to steal the pricey catalytic converter from under his Toyota Prius. Imagine that. You would still be alive, sir, if you just didn't commit crimes. Oh, okay, so it's just a receipt. Alright, their amount was $34.53 for whatever they bought. Oh, their total is $32.37. What happened to the other $2.16? Oh, I see. So you guys like being jackasses. Who does this? Like, seriously, that is genuinely disgusting. You didn't have to do that. You could have just not given a tip, but you went out of your way to send a message, which goes to show that you're trying to make it personal. Now, I don't know if the waiter gave you bad service. I don't know that. None of us know that. But at least, if the waiter was just bad, you could have left no tip or a really low tip. This is extra, which means you felt some type of way. Something is up with you, and you need to get that sorted out. Family pleads for the return of a stolen iPad with last video of a boy who died from brain cancer. Could you really imagine? I don't even know what I'd do. I don't even think I would try to seek out the iPad, because the person who stole it from me probably doesn't care. But what is even sadder is that this family has hope that the thief has a heart and is willing to return what he stole. And most people who do stuff like this, who just pick up an iPad that they find, or steal a laptop, or try to rob a car, or just try to rob you, they don't care about the harm that they're making. They don't care about the collateral damage that they're creating. They just want what you have because they're broke and can't afford it, or they want some drugs and need to sell something. Maybe my cynicism might be misplaced. Some people are just more hopeful than me, but I know that if I was in that situation, I would just chalk it up to a horrible loss. Something that I wouldn't even try to seek out, because I know for a fact that most likely the person who took it from me isn't going to return it, or they've already wiped the iPad and that memory is forever gone. That's what I'd do. But I want to know what you guys would do, or how would you even approach this? I just know that's how I would do it. Man allegedly used counterfeit cash to buy Girl Scout cookies, police say. That is such a weird crime. That is really strange, using counterfeit cash to get some cookies. That is truly a face of a man who likes to steal from little girls. Because that's what it is, it's theft. It's not like those girls get to keep the cash because it's counterfeit, it's fake. So essentially, he took the boxes. I need help. My house blew away in the tornado. Can y'all cash at me? This is a real thing? I can't believe people are already trying to take advantage of others. Your Facebook says you live in Mexico City. How do you need help in Nashville? Mind y'all business, okay? Ugh, it's like moths to the flame with these people. They hear about a horrible tragedy and immediately try to scam people. Blind man with guide dog punched by van driver? It's beginning to be a trope in these videos that with every single post, it just gets gradually worse, and it's not enjoyable. A blind man walking with his guide dog was punched repeatedly when he was asked by a van driver to move off the pavement and enable him to pass. The real tragedy is that the guy can never identify who punched him. He will never know who attacked him, and that must be terrifying. Yeah, what you're seeing is not a joke. Someone put a bunch of dirty razor blades in shoes so that when people buy them, they slice up their feet. Can you trust anything anymore? Are there going to be unbreakable seals on shoes now so that no one can put anything in the soles? Is that the world that we're going to? Is that really what we're about to live in? 2 newborn babies found at a paper recycling plant? Oh my god! The story goes into detail about how these 2 children were just found. Someone must have put them in the trash, and unfortunately, they passed away. Nobody can track the parents down. No one knows where these kids came from, but that must have been terrifying to come across. Buena, mi amor. My son got a job and worked hard for 3 months to save up for his first vehicle, and this is what happens within 3 months of purchasing it. It happened at the collections. He was parked in the back of the Verizon parking lot where employees park for Chick-fil-A. It happened between 10 and 2 today, and the police report was filed. Free X is what they thought was worth discouraging a 16-year-old over. Apparently, he's a rapper that died, but some think is imprisoned. So stupid and pointless. Fun fact of the day, people have been writing their names on skulls in the Paris catacombs. That's been an issue for like the past couple of years, that people have been just tagging skulls. Why? This has been an issue at like my airport near me. People have been just putting gum and all sorts of putty into the USB charging ports for some reason, and nobody's cleaning them for one, and no one's replacing them, and I just don't understand. I seriously don't get it. I think people are just doing this because they like to destroy stuff. They're going out of their way to break something because they have nothing else to do, which is just sad. It's terrible. It was recently brought to my attention that if you order on DoorDash, then go to help and say that your entire order was missing, they'll give you a refund in DoorDash credit. Thank you to Jaden and Angie for feeding my butt twice a day for the price of one. Oh my god, at DoorDash, please unblock my debit card, please. I promise not to scam you for free food ever again. I'm hungry. It's funny, when people discover these little scams or workarounds, all you're really doing is stealing food. You're stealing food from the restaurant that you're buying from, and you're stealing from DoorDash. Stop stealing. If you have the money to pay for the food, just pay for the food. Stop being broke. To all those people out there who thought it would be a great idea to pop into the hospital and grab yourself some masks, gloves, and other forms of PPE, please note that the hospital has a limited supply of these, which are needed by medical staff in order to continue carrying out the amazing service that they provide. Not only is it stealing, but also highly irresponsible and selfish. If our doctors and nurses get sick, there will be no one to help us when we need them. Please refrain from stealing our equipment, which is useless to you without adequate training, and leave it for the professionals who need it. If you haven't lost faith in humanity now, get ready, because this guy just reaches into this parishioner's bag and steals her wallet. Yeah, you go to church to steal. Imagine that. There's a joke in there. There's some irony in that, right? So the school decides they're going to lock an autistic child in a cell, a room with no windows, as punishment. I received no calls or no emails. This was discovered due to a pop-up. I have no clue how many days my son sits in this room or how long he has to sit in there today. I am livid. There's a very thin string keeping me from sitting in county jail. My son is afraid and traumatized, and a teacher has the nerve to be standing out against the door so my baby can't get out. Y'all, please pray for my strength right now, because I am very close to losing it. Because if I would have done this, DDS would have been at my door. Best believe I have called them, and the board has been notified, and I will be making a police report and getting my son counseling. Update. Due to pending situations, I can't speak on everything, but I will say I will be fighting to have these rooms dismantled in the state of South Carolina. With your support, we can get this done. More details will be released later this week. With any information or victims, please contact me. Sweet Jesus, it's nothing but cinder blocks. It looks like a thin, I guess, utility closet kind of, but not really. They really put this kid in there when he's, I guess, having a tantrum, or I don't know, why would you... Really? This is happening? How do I tell my husband that he's no longer good enough for me? I got fit. I got promoted. There are dozens of men in my work that are better looking, drive better cars, stay in larger homes, that have manifested interest in me. I decided I deserve more and better. It's funny, because there's a lot of people who act like this, and if you truly feel this way, if anybody's watching my video right now and feels this way about their significant other, I want you to listen. Just because you had the glow up, just because you're earning more money now, you're losing weight and looking better, maybe even starting to get a bit of a personality, that doesn't mean you leave the person that you allegedly love. Because, spoiler alert, that dude or girl you're with was with you when you were crusty, when you were dusty, and when you were broke. They were with you before your glow up. They were with you before your promotion. They were with you before you got fit. And at the end of the day, the joke's on you. Those other guys at your work that drive better cars, that have larger homes, and have manifest interest in you, only have interest in you for one night. They're gonna fuck you and then dip. And that's the truth, Karen, because you're 36 years old. Your promotion and your fitness isn't gonna hide the fact that these dudes that you're talking about at your work who have nice cars and nice homes ain't trying to marry you. In all reality, they're looking for someone way younger than you. And you know who is there for you, though? Your husband. The person that you're talking about right now. The person who was with you before you had all this glow up. Before you had all this clout. This post genuinely pisses me off because this woman literally is the epitome of scum. In reality, if you do divorce your husband, he's better off not being with you. And I sincerely hope that you become a pump and dump no-call to all of those guys that have manifested interest in you at your job. Now, I'm not here to tell anybody how to parent their kids. I don't have any kids, so this is not my world, this is not my expertise. But what I will say is that what's happening on the screen right now ain't it. It ain't it. Humiliating a child isn't discipline. And you could disagree with me, and if you disagree with me, I would love to hear it in the comments down below, but I think that it's more constructive to explain to the kid what he did wrong instead of humiliating him on Instagram on a live stream. You're cutting back his hairline, so now he has to grow that hair back. He has to go to school with that. Now, that's typical. Cutting back a hairline is actually a typical punishment. I've seen other kids, deal with that in the past. That's not my problem. My problem is that you're making it public. You're posting it online for other people who have nothing to do with this kid, who have nothing to do with whatever he did or whatever happened in the family, whatever happened. I don't know what happened, but you're making it public. And you're making fun of him online. And the saddest thing is that this is his brother, not even his father or mother. It's his sibling who did this to him. If anything, this kid's going to resent the mess out of you, dude. And I don't know why you're giggling or finding this hilarious. There's other people in the chat, you can see them talking. They're genuinely shocked. You have other people who are laughing, of course, but I don't understand how that's enjoyable. The kid's crying. I had to take out the audio because it's awful to hear this dude cry. But literally, you streamed this, dude. Why'd you do that? That's horrible. Kenya's only white female giraffe and her calf have been killed by poachers. Wow, I am so glad to know that natural beauty like that is probably a carpet now. Carving harms trees. Trees are living things, and their bark is like our skin. Though it may seem harmless, carving into the bark damages the tree's defensive barrier, creating openings for deadly infections and pest infections. Very deep cuts can even damage the xylem and phylum, plant tissues that transport water and nutrients through the tree. Disrupting its flow of nutrients can starve the tree to death. Please help us maintain our plant collections for the future. Never carve a living tree and treat all plants with care, please. Wow, look at all the losers who just carved their name into a tree because they could. The tree is so scarred up you can't even read all the different names that have been carved into it. So what's the point? Why do you even do it? An unknown man on Instagram goes out of his way to show a video of him speeding in his sports car with a baby, his baby, who's unbuckled, not even sitting on a seat. It's what? So the story behind this one is a long one. So apparently, this guy's dog was, wandering, going into other people's yards and rooting through their garbage, like dogs do. And apparently there's a county leash law, and people took it seriously. I understand that no one wants to have an animal going through their garbage, ripping up bags and stuff. I get that it's a nuisance. But his neighbor went out of his way to shoot and kill this man's dog, and even had the common courtesy of printing him out the world's crappiest note. I'm sorry to inform you that your dog was shot and killed Saturday night while digging through my garbage. It didn't suffer, and I didn't take pleasure in killing it. There's a county leash law that you should abide by so that I don't have to kill any more of your pets. I don't even know how to approach something like this. Simply, what is wrong with this person? You could have approached this issue in a myriad of different ways, yet you went out of your way to kill someone else's pet. You didn't have to do that. You do know that, right? You do know that that wasn't necessary. This video's a treat. A woman demands a refund from a Burger King that's currently on fire. So yeah, instead of, calling the fire department and hopefully putting out a fire and maybe not endangering any lives, she cared about getting her $10.50 back.
Are there people inside at all?
Move! It's on fire! I don't give a f***! I just moved! Now give me my money is what I'm asking for! Y'all was just laughing in there! Now you wanna come out here and act serious? Stupid! Bitch, that's why you work at Burger King! That's why you work at Burger King! Make it $13 an hour, huh?
So, my neighbor has been trying to kill my cat since the day we moved in. This morning around 5 a.m., she set a trap outside of her house, lured him into it with food, poisoned him, and beat him. We called the cops, and they wouldn't even let my mom take him out of the cage. This is the third time she's hurt him. The cops won't do anything about this. I had another cat. He was older, that went missing a few months ago. I don't want to think about what happened to him. I literally don't know what to do about this anymore. Oh my god, his paws. His face. What is this person doing? Oh my god. And then the missing cat. That's gotta be the worst part of this entire post. That's the most eerie and creepy part, that he doesn't know where his older cat went. I hope to god that the cat just ran away or got lost. Please don't tell me that this neighbor hurt that cat. So in an unknown city in Mexico, there was a car accident involving an LG truck. And instead of looking to find the truck driver and make sure he was okay, everybody helped themselves to a free television.
Qué bonita se ve. Neide, é?
É, tá aqui. Tá bem, graças a Deus.
E aí, tudo bem com você? Você machucou?
Não usa essa coisa, nem tô em casa, eu moro em Santa Maria, tô falando aqui. Ah, não, é? Hã? Ele tá engatado. Eu disse pro Cadu, é novo, saiu agora de Santa Maria pra carregar, mas ele é 80 por hora. É que ela começou a fazer assim, ó, e você perde o controle. Vai arrancando isso aqui, ó. E arrebentou o assoalho do baú. Do baú, né? Tô vendo aqui a sola aí. Vai.
So by now, I've spent all of my daughter's college fund money on Monet business. Link in bio. I feel guilty, and it's been a rough start. But I know one day I'll climb up on top, and my daughter will thank me later, once Monet makes me a millionaire. Stay positive, boss babes. Yeah, this is a proper reaction, cause what? You sacrificed your daughter's future because you like being scammed. You enjoy deluding yourself into thinking that you're gonna be a millionaire. I hope your daughter resents you. It's almost certain that she will. Oh, so this video is a treat. It's a drunk woman being arrested in an airport, and instead of, going quietly, she throws herself off of a wheelchair and tried to make it seem like the police officers hurt her. Seriously, watch her legs. You'll see it.
But she definitely looks a little drunk when she sat next to me, though.
Oh! Ow, my leg! My leg! Oh, you hurt my leg! Please stop! Please don't hurt me no more! Please don't hurt me no more! Please don't hurt me! Please don't hurt me, sir! I do want to get up, sir. I want to help up, but you have my hands handcuffed. Yes, sir, I do want to get up, but you have my hands handcuffed. You have hurt my leg. You hurt my leg. You hurt my leg, sir. You hurt my leg, sir. I've hit my leg on the wheelchair, sir. I've hit my leg on the wheelchair, sir. I don't want to be in the wheelchair, sir. I don't want to be in the wheelchair, sir. You hurt me. You hurt me, sir. Please get the medical. You hurt me, sir. Please help me. Please help me. Please help me. They've handcuffed me. I didn't get out of any wheelchair, sir. I haven't done anything. Come on, let's walk. Be careful.
She's walking just fine.
I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm going to have to cancel my art raffle because my parents destroyed my art tablet. It's been smashed into pieces because I didn't get up on time this morning. I can't do art now, one of the only things I love, and I can't even afford to replace it.
You scared me for a little bit. You scared me for a little bit. Yeah, good.
Therapy dog stolen from girl with autism found. Are you What is wrong? What's wrong with people, bro? Like, why? Why? I want to say that the people who stole this dog didn't know that it was a therapy dog. But at the same time, why are you stealing animals? And why are you harming them? Why? That's all I can say. I don't even know how to approach this. This is just awful. So a bunch of dumb people are standing in the bike lane, and then they get mad when they almost get run over by 3 cyclists. They have the audacity to get mad at them, of all people. And the worst thing is that they're taking stupid Instagram pictures.
torture. I want to kill him. He's up in space. The cosmonauts side. The only way to save his family.
I did CPR on a crash victim until paramedics arrived. They said I saved her life. I'm now being sued by her for breaking a rib. What do? Let it go to trial. And have your lawyer bring in the paramedics and the ER doctor that was working on duty, plus the intern that actually worked on the victim. Then remind your lawyer about the Good Samaritan laws. Make sure that he or she or you can quote them verbatim. Having these medical experts as witness on top of the Good Samaritan law would bring big help in getting the case dismissed, if not countersuing for costs and wages lost due to the lawsuit. I wanted to end with this one because a lot of people were torn. They were either thinking that maybe the woman had to sue because the medical costs were just extremely expensive and she had to make a lawsuit, or that the woman was being malicious. I'm curious what you guys think. This one's a really weird one. I don't know how to feel about it because there's just not a lot of information about what the woman's intentions were. If it was just a situation where she just couldn't afford her medical bills and had to make a lawsuit, I totally understand, because some people just have to do that knowing that they're going to lose. Or maybe she's just greedy and wants to sue the person that saved her life. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Ailerus, aka Panda Daddy, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you did, let me know in the comments down below. And leave a like if you liked the video. And if you're new to my channel, go ahead and subscribe, fam. What you doing watching videos and not subscribing? And if you're old, make sure to hit that bell so you get my notifications every time. If you enjoyed this video in some capacity, let me know in the comments down below. If you want another episode, let me know in the comments down below. If you want to request any other videos, I would also want to hear about that. If you want to check out the Patreon so you can vote on the next Horror Stories video, go ahead and do that. All you have to do is pledge $1 and you'll have access to all of the limited edition Horror Stories content out there. So I hope you are interested in that and help out the channel, because that will help out. Speaking of the Patreon, thank you to Rachel, Jonas, Finny, and Hostmar. Thank you so much for your support. It's greatly appreciated. If you want to help support the channel, there's another way, through the merch store, so go ahead and check that out. There's a lot of cool stuff there that you can purchase with money. And as always, stay zesty.